Raising a grocery store spiny lobster as a pet. We are finally back with another episode of Grocery Store Pets. This is a spiny lobster that I got from the grocery store. But instead of making him into a meal, we're going to make him our pet. Sadly, the first grocery stores I went to, I was too late and all the spiny lobsters were already on ice. Thankfully, I found one grocery store though that the guys behind the store, right before they were going to put them on ice, let me purchase a spiny lobster. In this video, we're going to put our new pet spiny lobster into this huge 125-gallon tank. Then we're going to add a cool cave and some fake coral to make it feel more like home. But something I'm even more excited about is adding some fellow tank inhabitants like these damselfish here. Also, I'm going to add these energetic lunar wrasses, as well as this adorable sharp-nosed puffer. And I'm also looking forward to adding this mischievous snowflake moray eel, and even a banded shrimp. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive in. All right, guys, we are ready to put him into his new home. Ooh. Oh, his antennae are really sharp. All right. All right, buddy. Come here. There we go. I think I'm gonna name this guy Quiche. You know, like the food. As soon as Quiche hits the ground, he's running. His legs work in tandem, so it almost looks like he's floating across. I can tell Quiche is still a little bit nervous, but I think in the end, he's gonna love his new home. Now, he's not the only one in the tank at the moment. I've actually had these two blue damselfish in the tank for the last month while I cycled the tank. I'm pretty confident that they're fast and smart enough to outmaneuver the spiny lobster, but I am also confident that Quiche would love a little snack that's a damselfish if he got the chance. But I think they'll be okay. Plus, these guys will be a great cleanup crew for the messy eater that this spiny lobster probably is. Now, speaking of food, I've noticed that Quiche is using the little hairs on the tips of his feet to feel in the sand, which means he's probably pretty hungry, so we're gonna give him something delicious. Now, when I saw him munching the very rocks he was standing on, I knew for sure he needed something real to eat. And of course, the first meal in his new home is going to be a juicy, delicious shrimp. As soon as he senses it in the water, he goes absolutely ballistic and just, wait, he missed it. Oh, coming around for round two. Yes, he's gonna definitely get the, oh, hey, wow. Okay, third time is a charm. And he gets it on the third try and just cracks down on it. This guy is eating the shrimp like it's a huge wad of cotton candy. He's also using every muscle in his body to stuff this into his mouth. Imagine if you had to use 4 or 5 legs to stuff your food in your mouth. When Quiche is finally finished with his food, he proceeds to his cleanup routine, which is scratching his head with his foot? Wait, what did I just see? Did he just scratch his eyeball? Oh. At this point, Quiche started to seem really lonely. He was just wandering the tank back and forth. It seemed like he was most interested in his own reflection. I think this is a good time to tell you. Now, I haven't told you guys the whole truth. I didn't just get one lobster. I got 2. Unlike American cold water lobsters, spiny lobsters a lot of the time live in communities and are a lot more social. I'm gonna call this second lobster Omelet. As soon as Omelet drops into the tank, Quiche tackles him. But little does Quiche know, Omelet is pretty assertive. With the flip kick, Omelet advances, hooking Quiche underneath the eyebrows. Wow, I've never seen anything like that. Because Quiche is bigger, he tries to assert his dominance by chasing Omelet a little bit. By the way, you can tell Omelet apart because he has a little bent antenna right here. The sparring match ensues, but Omelet has a sudden surge of what seems like confidence, and he actually corrals Quiche into the corner. Almost like Omelet is the sheepdog and Quiche is the sheep. Watch how Omelet, without being violent, gently corrals Quiche into the corner here and just doesn't give him any way of escape. Even though he is smaller than Quiche, Omelet's confidence makes it so that he can pin Quiche in the corner of the other side of the tank. Now, of course, I don't want the lobsters constantly bullying each other, so I decided to bring in a distraction. A shrimp for Omelet and a shrimp for Quiche, even though he just had one. Both seemed to really enjoy their meal, and it allowed them to both chill a little bit, so I decided it would be okay to leave them for the night. Although, to be honest, I was a little bit concerned about what I would find the next morning. And sure enough, bam, next morning, Omelet has Quiche cornered. So I knew it was about time to take some extra measures, and that would be creating a cave for them to find refuge in. I'm a little bit concerned that they're gonna attack my hand, but I guess we will find out. Oh, here they come. Oh no. Here they come. Hey guys. Just trying to do you a favor here. Nothing to attack. Oh, okay. I don't want to crush them either. Hey y'all. Hello. Oh wow. Yes, good to see you too. Immediately they inspect the cave, and Omelet backs right into his new cave parking garage. Even though the cave redirected their violence away from each other, I noticed it actually went into the cave itself, and they were literally starting to tear it apart piece by piece. I dropped a whole handful of earthworms into the tank, and as soon as they sensed it in the water, they went crazy. These two little blue damsels were doing their best to be the cleanup crew, but I think it's about time to bring a bigger crew in. Before I released the horde of damselfish into the tank, I wanted to make sure they had enough structure to hide into, so I put some fake coral in here. Of course, the inspection crew had to give its approval. I also wanted to make sure the lobsters didn't have too much of an appetite, so I dumped a whole bunch of shrimp in there, and they were pretty appreciative. At first the damselfish were pretty timid and just staying in the corner, but then Omelet the Curious came in and pushed them out of their space. Which was actually good because they needed a little nudge to start exploring and enjoying their new home. Next up were the two rambunctious wrasses. Immediately they started to zip around and explore their home like a pair of dolphins. At first, the sharp-nosed pufferfish seemed a bit overwhelmed by all the other fish and the spiny lobsters. He finally found some peace and quiet in the middle of the rock cave. However, he still did seem to be a little bit paranoid, which I don't blame him. Eventually, he got enough confidence to come check me out through the glass. At first, when I dropped the baby eel in, he seemed a bit disoriented, so I tried to redirect him away from the lobsters. He just headed right on back to them, but then thankfully, last minute took cover. At this point, all the fish decided to completely mob him, but then he eventually earned the respect and they left him alone. Now, as far as the banded shrimp goes, it's not so romantic of a story. I put him on top of the coral, and right away the spiny lobster tried to hunt him down. As I was putting the snails up, I realized I needed to intervene, so I did with the metal tongs, and I realized that the banded shrimp simply did not have the survival instincts to make it in this tank, so I snatched him out and put him in a different tank. I think it's awesome how this aquarium is turning out, and all things considered, not too many things are going wrong. I look forward to showing you some more really cool things about these spiny lobsters and just this amazing aquarium in general. So make sure you stay tuned for part 2. I thoroughly enjoy raising these fascinating creatures as pets, and you guys make it possible. Thank you specifically to everyone who really encouraged me when I was feeling really low, when all my creatures seemed to be dying off. God really used you guys to encourage me, and it meant the world to me. Also, shout out to Caden and his crew, as well as Cameron. I love meeting my viewers in person. It's so much fun. Thank you all for watching and for all of y'all's support. I will see you in the next video.